And here we are actually in game at the end of the warm-up. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going live with the grand final of Trackmania Grand League. Here we go. 10,000 euros and a trophy is at play here. And we have Carl Jr., Papu, Kappa, and Scrappy ready to battle it out. And here we go live with the first round on contest diving. This map was picked by Scrappy. The quality is a bit shabby right now, but hopefully it will stabilize and we can have a clean overview of the match as we go into it. So first round here, up the dirt we go. And Scrappy has been looking good on this map in practice. I think it's a reason he chose it right now. Currently in first place at the exit of the dirt there, shortly ahead of Papu and Carl Jr. I know the stream is a bit pixelated right now. We can try to fix it here if the signal will stabilize at 1080p, which it will now. So here we can actually see the players, and we saw Papu crashing the first turn there in the tech section. And now it is a battle between Carl Jr. and Scrappy, the first round of the grand final here. Who is going to get the best start to this match? Right now, it looks to be Carl Jr., but Scrappy might have an advantage going into the identity where they need to do the grass slide. The 90-degree slide here. Carl loses a bit of time. Scrappy getting closer. And now we can see the identity. The 90-degree slide. Scrappy very inside. Will get the upper hand over Carl. 0.2 of a second. But now he needs to nail a good ending here on the left side of the water pool. Does go for it. So does Carl. And Scrappy hits the ring, so Carl Jr. will actually get that round win. Scrappy in second, Kappa in third, and Papu in fourth. Scrappy had the lead there up until the very end, but he hit the ring, and that is not going to be the first round win for him. So Carl starting this one out with 10 points, and the matches that we've seen today, where Carl Jr. gets 10 points in the first round, have been pretty dominant. So Carl, can he keep this up now? His record for the day is winning 8 or 9 maps in a row. 8 or 9 rounds in a row, I should say. And he's starting another streak right now. 1 in a row so far. This round though, he's in last place at the start. Only 0.18 of a second. But nothing decided yet. Only the dirt part here. Scrappy and Papu getting the best of it. Almost 0.2 gained down to Carl Jr., which they're gonna need, and perhaps even more, because Carl, one of the greatest tech players in this game, will capitalize in track sections like these with a lot of drifts, sharp corners. That is where Carl excels, and you can see the lead now. It was 0.23, it's 0.15 now, 0.19, sorry, but it is shrinking because Carl Jr. is one of the world's greatest at just this right here, and suddenly he is back up in the lead or in the battle for first as they go towards the identity now. And Papu slightly ahead though. Let's see who will get it the best this time. Gotta line up 90 degrees to the right, slide just barely past the inside one and not fall off the edge. Scrappy gets it very good, Papu as well, and this could be Papu's round unless Carl Jr. pulls off a comeback at the very end again here. Neck and neck with Scrappy. They both go on the left side, but Papu will get a good ending on the right side here, proving that it could be done on the right side too. Gets 10 points there. Very nicely done by him. And Scrappy actually gets the 6 there as well. So Carl Jr. not starting this match with a clean sweep like we've seen in the other ones. And now it is pretty close. Carl has 14, Papu has 13, and Scrappy has 12. The point limit is 120 here, and once you're at 120, you will have to win one more round in finalist mode to secure yourself the win, the 4,000 euros, and the trophy in Trackmania Grand League. Third round on contest diving here. This time, Kappa gets off to a good start in the pack now. Barely behind Papu, who gets the best start. Scrappy at the tail of the field now. Into the uphill they go. And let's see if we can see any differences here between the lines. Scrappy touching the wall. That is certainly not the line you want to take. Will be out of the fight now. Papu in first. Shortly followed by Kappa and Carl going neck and neck at it. Carl with a more speed out of that line, and it will pay off. Now into second place. Papu though, can he get 2 in a row here? In a great position, 0.2 ahead. It's going to extend now because Carl Jr. has hit the checkpoint. Just needs one good grass light here, and he's poised to take the map win one more time. Kappa though, giving a bit of a challenge. 0.6 behind. Should be no fail here from Papu, and it won't. Papu with another one in a row. 23 points. And a great start to the finals for him. Gives a little sigh of relief there from clutching that one out. But another low 123 time, and they are driving very, very fast on this map so far. The low 123, high 122 is very fast on contest diving, and they are pulling off some world-class level Trackmania right now. They all are in this grand final for a reason, and they all are trying to prove that they deserve to lift the trophy past midnight here, probably in Lyon, and say that they are the champion of this game right now. Look at this battle we have in our hands. All players driving so even here. It is a matter of a tenth between all 4 of them in this round as they go up to the tech section now. No saying who is going to take it, but Scrappy a bit at the edge of the field again. Trying to hang on though, trying to hold on because he has a good chance at that identity. One of the players who gets it the best consistently. Kappa with a very inside line there. Less speed now for this turn, where we saw Carl Jr. pull ahead of him last time around. Scrappy still in a position to challenge this actually with a good identity. He could reach up to Papu and Kappa, and nothing is said here yet. We're gonna have to take a look at the identity first. Kappa and Papu going into it first, but look at Scrappy. He does exactly what we talked about, and now he's in first place going into the ending. All 4 players are neck and neck and neck and neck, and who is gonna get the best ending here? Papu on the right side, the other 3 on the left side, and it is such a close round. Who took it in the end? Wow, all 3 players there in front. Probably less than a tenth of a second, but it was Scrappy by less than 100th. Actually 300s between all 3 players. Crazy stuff. Unbelievable round right there. The level in this finals is so high right now, and it is showing. Scrappy with that round jumps up to 25 points, 1 point behind Papu now, who got 4th in that insane round we just had, with a time that easily could have won any other round except for when these 4 players are involved. Carl in the first in this one. Up the dirt hill they go. They try to go as wide as possible there to get the most speed on the exit here that they can carry through this part and all the way up the hill here before they have to drift to pass this corner. And we can see that Scrappy has closed the gap a bit towards Papu. Now only a few hundreds behind him. Carlo built up a lead of 1100s that he can work with towards the ending now, but that is basically nothing when it comes to this identity here. Scrappy 0.4 behind might be too much for him to make something happen here on the identity, but it is his map pick, so this is the most important map for him. He chose this map for a reason, and it is because he is so good at this ending. One more time here, he gains a position, and now needs to gain another one in the ending to close this map out in a great fashion. Can he best Carl Jr. here? With more speed, no, he will hit the ring, and it will actually be Kappa in second, Carl in first, Scrappy in third, and Papu in 4th. Great effort there by Scrappy, but Sally hits the ring and gets 4 points in that round. With that, Carl Jr. jumps up to first place again. 32 points going out of the first map. Very close field though. We saw Papu has 29, I think. And now we are on to Control Tower here. Scrappy with 29, Papu with 26, and Kappa with 25. So Control Tower, very crucial part on this track is that big tower on your right that you can see at the start there. The identity of this track, the very end is a big jump where you have to get through 1 of 5 entries to that tower, and it requires a very specific speed to make the jump. You're gonna see it coming up after the warm-up here at the very end. Track itself here, high speed, challenging corners, and daring to risk them at full speed will pay off greatly. Good speed out of this turn will translate into more speed across this entire section here, where they drive at full acceleration. And Papu here, with slightly more speed than Kappa, gets a few hundreds up until this drift. But Kappa now, though, gets more speed before this corkscrew loop, and that is also going to pay off. So, close battle here in the warm-up between the two. Good entry there from Kappa. One more drift here, and now we have the identity, the control tower that we mentioned. They want to aim for the middle road here. So Kappa releases early. Might have released too much. He's not going to make that jump. Papu did make it, and I think Scrappy also made it in the warm-up there. But here you can see Kappa go for it again. They're aiming for this middle road that they're pointing out on the screen. That one right there. And then they want to land in this downhill and go for the final turn to the finish. With that, we are going live on the second map now, Control Tower. It's going to be a close one. Let's see who gets the best of it. This was picked by Kappa, currently in last place, only by 1 point, but this is going to be his map where he needs to step up and get good points. But looking at the lineup here, these are no easy players to beat in a match like this. But looking now, Carl Jr. has made a mistake, Papu has also made a mistake, and Scrappy and Kappa are in a great position now to get some points for themselves. Currently in the lead by 0.4 of a second. Now looking to extend that lead with good speed in this part right here. See who gets the best of it. Scrappy, 0.13 ahead of Kappa, and the speed will be important here. They have equal speed. Now out of the turn here, looks like Scrappy got maybe the best of it. They are roughly equal in speed though. 0.12 is the difference going up the final part towards the identity now. 1 turn remains. Carl Jr. might actually still be in the fight here. Has made a small comeback, only 0.2 behind. Is gonna maybe risk it here with an early release, and if he gets this with full speed now, no, he won't. He has to release to stabilize and will not battle for the map win here. It will be Kappa with only 0.03 of a second. Wish we could see that bit closer, but Kappa remains ahead. Starts on his map pick with 10 points. Beautiful start for him. It's going to propel him up the scoreboard, up to second place. Interesting to point out here, Kappa, the only keyboard player in the finals here. The 3 other players play with a controller, but Kappa plays with his trusted old keyboard and taps away on the track. Very, very precise on that device, and driving at a world-class level. Really showing that it doesn't matter what device you use as long as you are precise and consistent at this game, and he's a great example of that here, representing Veloce Esports and the Czech Republic. Carl Jr. has made a mistake in this round, drops down to 4th place, and 0.6 really is too big a difference here to make anything happen. See Carl sighing there, not too happy about that, and he knows that he can't do anything this round. But the players who can are Kappa, Scrappy, and Papu in a close battle here, coming up to the ending of the track. Papu will overtake Scrappy. Now it is very, very important who will get the most speed through this control tower. The earlier you release the acceleration, the more speed you'll have. Scrappy releases early, would get a lot of speed here, and he's gonna nail it perfectly. Look at how far Scrappy jumps there. That is gonna be a secured 1st place for him. Beautiful ending to the run, and Papu will barely get 2nd ahead of Carl. Kappa failed the identity, and that is a DNF for him. No points this round. Third round on control tower now. We are approaching midnight in Lyon, but these players still have some energy left in the tank here. They're still focused and driving as good as they can, despite it being late, despite it being on a new stage with new environment. Scrappy, small mistake in this round, 1 second behind. Not much he can do anymore, but Papu as well, another mistake. This is a bit of a brawl right now. Kappa and Carl, the only two players to survive cleanly so far, and it's going to be between them for the map win thus far. Speed is going to be important here. 0.13 is the difference, and now it is 0.16. Carl has superior speed, but he does fail the drift there, it seemed like. Or did he? Maybe went for more exit speed, which would pay off in the loop here. Yeah, he extends his lead, so well done by Carl Jr. there. Kappa closing up now though. The gap has shrunk for sure. The last identity is the decider here. Who is going to risk it the most? Oh, Kappa. Early release there. Will it pay off? Gets more speed than Carl. A better entry to this drift should secure him the map win. Unless Carl clutches it out there. Oh my god. So close. I think Kappa maybe hesitated a bit in the last turn. He had the superior entry, but Carl will get that one. 700s is the difference. Super close. Very high level in this match so far. And on to the fourth round we go. Kappa been very close to pulling out huge numbers on his choice, his pick in this match, but it didn't work out that round, and it didn't work out in the last round when he flipped on the last landing. So really needs to step it up in these two last rounds on his track here to put himself in a nice position for defending the trophy. He won the beta season of this competition last year, and now he's looking to do it again. Currently in 3rd place overall on the standings. This time around we have a clean round. Nobody has made a huge mistake. It is only 0.2 between the 4 players coming up to the ending. Scrappy with the best of it so far. Papu shortly behind here though. And Scrappy, known to risk this, and he is an all or nothing player, will go for the early release timing here, I think, and try to full speed through that drop. Kappa gets it very nicely, also in the mix here. Super close round. Who is going to get it here? It is, in fact, going to be Carl Jr. with an incredible end ahead of Scrappy and ahead of Kappa. 0.18 between all 4 players. What a round right there. 0.18. This is just incredible. All players driving under 116. And the margins are so small here. The tiniest of differences. These players have been practicing for weeks leading up to this match so they could lift the trophy at the end here. And when it is this close, just a few hundred separating the players, they are driving so close to the limit. And now let's see who will push it the most, who will get paid for their efforts. Kappa in first right now. 0.09 down to Carl, 0.2 down to the other 2 players, but Kappa gets that turn poorly, and with less speed now, it's suddenly a dead even race. All 4 players entering this part together, and what a round we have on our hands again. This is so close, but so important. And the last part here, the identity, the control tower, will be decisive, as it has been in every round so far. Who will get the best of this? Kappa looking good there, full speed through the gap, but so does Carl Jr. And Carl Jr. will often clutch it out in situations like these. Wins another one. 3 round wins in a row there for Carl to close out control tower. Great showing from him, and now he's in first by quite a margin overall. 115.5. now we are on to the third map here in the grand final. This is Rock or Roll by Table here. And this one is gonna be exciting. We have one of the hardest identities to execute properly at the end of the track, which you might be able to spot in the distance behind all the loops there. It is a very sharp downward staircase, and there is only one good line to take there to pass it cleanly. We're gonna see the players coming up to it now. It is at the very end of the track, as all of these identities are. You never really know what's gonna happen until the identity has been cleared by the players. But looking at the scoreboard right now, Carl in first, 70, Scrappy in second with 58, Kappa in third with 51, and Papu in fourth with 42. You can see Carl go for the identity. You want to land on the third step of the staircase and then drop down to the final step, just like so. See Kappa here as well, going for the same strat. Does elect to finish this run though in the warm-up. And now we are going live, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Jr.'s choice. He is currently in first place right now, and if he does what Carl Jr. does, which is win rounds, then he could hypothetically get into finalist mode after this track is over. 5 round wins in a row is what it's going to take, but we've seen Carl Jr. pull it off before. Let's see how he does right now. Currently in first place in this round. Scrappy giving him a run for the money though, right on his tail here as we go into the tight platform turn up the hill, and who will have the superior speed here? It is none other than Carl Jr. now in first in this round too, and if he gets 10 points here, he is looking very poised towards lifting the trophy at the end of the match. None of the other players are close right here, so it should be Carl Jr.'s round. Only one identity between him and 10 more points on the scoreboard. Will he execute it properly here? Remains to be seen. Not looking good for Scrappy, had to respawn, but Carl Jr. didn't. 1:10.68 to start things off. Great time by Carl Jr. and 10 more points. Only 40 points away from finalist mode. Here we go with the second round. Carl Jr. has started on his march now. 4 round wins in a row, going from the previous map till now. Has extended his lead on the scoreboard to 19 points, down to Scrappy. And gaps get wider. Further down we go. Gets a good start here again. Low jumps coming out. Carl, the lowest of them all. Least airtime. Although Scrappy gets the second one a tad bit better, and they are again even on this track here. As they go up, Kappa, Scrappy, and Carl still in the mix. Papu with a small mistake there. Now, Scrappy actually quite dominantly in first. 0.3 down to Carl, 0.2 down to Kappa. Could make something happen here. Would need another win, but he touches on the inside turn, and Kappa now in first. Carl Jr. shortly behind. Will try to risk it here for another 10 pointer, I imagine. Will Kappa defend this one against Carl Jr.? Carl will actually fall off the edge there. Risked for the win, but it won't be this time. Scrappy second, Papu third, and Carl 3 points that round in fourth place. My oh my, so the point gaps are closing. Scrappy and Kappa both at 67, both in range to do something about Carl Jr. here, who has the lead right now on his own map choice. But will Carl make another mistake like that? I don't think we'll see him do it many more times here, so they're gonna have to beat him in raw driving, and not many players are able to play at that level that consistently. Because look at Carl Jr., such a low jump, and he's gonna get a nice lead going into this round. The difference is 0.4 of a second already, and Carl is on a monster time this round. Kappa crashes, one contender is out, next one is Scrappy, but he is already half a second behind the Canadian, going out of the wall ride with less speed here. And Carl Jr. looking really sharp right now. 80 points, could make it 90, only 30 left until he hits finalist mode here. One more identity though before we can call it out for sure here. Going very low now, and actually too low. Carl Jr. failing the end now twice in a row, and Scrappy will capitalize. Jumps up to 77 points. And Carl with a DNF. So Scrappy has actually gotten very close to Carl now. Only 3 points behind. And it gets very interesting now. Scrappy is in range to Carl Jr. So here we go. 2 more rounds on this track is what we're gonna have. And Carl maybe starting to show signs of pressure here. Has been looking dead solid so far in the tournament, but now 2 fails in a row here on his own choice. That identity is not easy, but has had 2 rounds where he could have won and failed at the very last part. Papu now driving well in first place. Scrappy DNFs, made a big mistake there. Carl with a mistake, and Papu now has this one given to him on a silver platter. Only 2100s though, perhaps not decided yet. 2000s is nothing when you're playing versus Carl Jr., so it isn't that free after all. We'll have to fight for this. We'll have to show that he wants this. 1 more identity, and Carl has made it even as they go into it. Who will risk the most? Carl looking too low again, actually. Sketchy landing. He makes it on the platform, but that is only enough for 2nd place. Papu gets the win there. So Carl, 6 points, jumps up to 86. But gets a bit closer. Gets a gap again down to Scrappy. And now holds the lead more comfortably. Oh, he actually has 96 points with the added points for winning the winner bracket final. So the points in-game are not representative of the actual points, it seems like. Because he has 96. So closer than it seems like in-game. I am guessing. Not too sure about that. We'll have to see, but it did say 96 on the panels at Lyon, and I think those are the ones to go by. So let's first have this round though. Scrappy first place, Kappa in 2nd, and they are very close here. Speed will be a decisive factor through this part, and it seems that they have about equal speed. Last identity coming up now. The difference is still 1100ths of a second between the two. They're driving equal pace all throughout the map. The last part here will decide it, but oh, huge round for Scrappy actually. Gets first place, and Carl gets last in that one. So now Carl is suddenly shrinking a bit on the lead here again. It's 89 to 87. And we have a match on our hands. People thought it was going to be a stomp, but look at the scoreboard. It is very close. Only 8 points difference between Carl Jr. and Kappa in 3rd right now. Nothing decided yet, and we are going on to Sky Euro here. Very decisive track. This one could be. The ending is brutal. One of the most unforgiving identities that we have seen so far in TMGL. It didn't show it in the warm-up, but you can maybe see it to the right there. That long uphill with the holes is what the players have to pass at the very end of the track, and it is no easy thing to do. We have the warm-up here. Players are surely feeling the pressure right now. There is so much at stake in these final few maps here. Tournament will be decided in just a few rounds, and these players need to do everything they can to make sure that they will win them. Papu here, 70 points, still in the fight though. Still could make a comeback here in this match. Here you can see the identity across the holes. They need to go from side to side without touching. Papu did a brilliant example of a good end where you don't touch on any of the turns here. You need to keep as much speed for this last uphill here. Super decisive. Scrappy, known to risk it. And could pull out clutch there. All or nothing player. And right now, he's only 2 points behind Carl Jr. here. Here we go. First round on Sky Euro. Picked by Papu. Currently in last place, 70 points. Needs to see something big happen from him here. But right now, Scrappy, Kappa, pulling out big starts. Let's see who gets the best jump over the road border here. Scrappy looking good. Sets himself up for the turn, but Carl Jr. does that so elegantly, so effortlessly, and now pulls ahead 0.2 of a second ahead of Scrappy. He is on the path towards victory here. Scrappy as well though, giving him a fight. Won't give up that title that easily. 0.26 is the difference, and that can be gained or lost in the very last part here. The identity of the track, that uphill with the holes. One bad drift or one unfortunate wall bank could be the decider. So let's see here now. Scrappy versus Carl. Scrappy fails the first drift. Carl does execute him properly, and Carl takes that map win. Scrappy, very low speed. Will he make it to the finish? He will right there. Kappa in fourth in this round. So Carl first, Papu second, Scrappy third, Kappa fourth. Carl now 99 points, or perhaps even 109 if the points on stage are accurate as they were earlier. They seem to be have been adjusted. No, he has 109 there. So Carl has 10 extra points that are not shown in the in-game scoreboard. So he's going to need to hit 111 here. 110, sorry. It's the magic number for Carl Jr. So only 11 points away from hitting finalist mode in the tournament. And then we should also point out that Papu has 6 extra points for winning or getting second place in the winner bracket finals earlier today. So he has actually 82 points. Started the finals with 6 points. Carl started with 10. This round though, we see the same two players. It seems to be between these two, Carl Jr. and Scrappy, but Scrappy has suddenly gotten a much harder mission to deal with because Carl Jr. only 11 points away from hitting finalist mode, and Scrappy is 20 or 19 points to be exact. Oh, wait, no, he's more, 29. Yeah, Scrappy way out from hitting finalists, so it's gonna have to deny Carl perhaps if Carl wins this round. Let's see what happens though. At the identity, Papu's out of it. Now Scrappy or Carl, who will it be here? Oh, Carl driving so riskily, but it pays off. Papu gets second, Scrappy in third. Papu now at 92 points, getting closer to Scrappy for second. But Carl only 1 point away from hitting finalist mode. You can see it at the back here. This number will be updated to 119. And just needs to finish this round here to enter finalist mode. Once you are in finalist mode, you need to win 1 round and then you will secure your position. So if Carl Jr. wins finalist mode, he will win Trackmania Grand League. 2 rounds between him and the trophy potentially. Just needs to finish this one. Of course, if he beats the other players here, he will deny them some points, making it harder for them to reach finalist mode. So important to drive well on this one too, but most important just to finish. Kappa trying to step up now. This is the last chance to defend his trophy that he won last year against the best players at the time that were able to participate. Carl Jr. wasn't. He couldn't go to the finals. He won the regular season in the beta season, but now he is able to play the playoffs and he's doing it in style. 1 point away from finalist, in second place in this round, and could lift the trophy here at the end. Has a good points gap to work with before anyone else will hit finalist mode themselves. Just needs 1 good identity here now. Kappa in first. Can he get a win here? Would be important for him. Last turn he gets it. Kappa 10 points on the board there. But with that, Carl Jr., ladies and gentlemen, has entered finalist mode. And that means that if he wins 1 more round, he will lift the trophy in the middle of the stage there and be crowned the Trackmania Grand League Season 1 Winter 2020 World Champion. Champion rather. And take home 4,000 euros for first place. Will he clutch it out now? Very important round. The pressure is on. It says 115 on the scoreboard, but with the added points, he is now a finalist. So if he wins this, he will still win the tournament as far as I know. So that is what we're going off of. And he is in first right now. Scrappy shortly behind in second. Papu and Kappa are still in the mix. Very, very close round coming out here. But if we look at this, ladies and gentlemen, the one player who's managed to build up a small lead, but a lead at that, is Carl Jr. right now in finalist mode. Kappa trying, and he might be the only one who can right now, because he is ahead of Carl Jr. going into the dirt, and he would have to deny this round, or else Carl Jr. will lift the trophy. Scrappy could be in the mix as well, but Carl Jr. coming up to the last identity. He is in first. 1 more drift here, and now the identity will decide it all. Will Carl Jr. win Trackmania Grand League in this uphill? 2 turns remaining. He gets a bit low speed, but that is going to be enough, and Carl Jr. is our Trackmania Grand League champion.
Il a été un peu inquiété, mais il a tellement été régulé. Sur une seule map. C'est incroyable. Une seule map. C'est la précision qui marque Carl Jr. On va quand même jouer pour cette deuxième place qui est très importante. C'est la précision. Mais quelle victoire de Carl. Rasseyez-vous quand même, il faut fêter la deuxième place puisqu'il y a du cash prize.
Will win the match there. He's been playing well all day, and I think a well-deserved victory for Carl. We still have 3 more positions to play for. There's a lot of prize money at stake here for the remaining 3 players. So let's have a look at this battle now. Scrappy and Kappa both at 101 points. Only 19 points left till finalist mode. And the crowd is going insane right now for Papu, home country player representing France in TMGL right now, and battling for first here with Scrappy. Kappa has fallen behind by 0.3 here, so it will be between these two players in this round. Can Scrappy get this one? That would put him in range for finalists here. Huge if he gets a good identity and 10 points, but Papu has shown great stuff at the ending here. They're both going for it. Scrappy risking, and Scrappy will get that one. 10 points, and now only 9 left for finalist mode for him.
Il doit faire premier pour aller chercher cette place de finaliste. Très important. À 9 points d'avoir. Ce serait une très bonne perf pour Scrappy. D'être devant Papou, qui a été dominant.
So Kappa now 105, Papu 101. They're all in range of finalists within 2 more rounds. Scrappy in range with only 1 if he wins it. And we are going on to the next map. The randomly selected one. Just coming up right now. And the last map, potentially, of Trackmania Grand League Winter 2020 is gonna be the Send here. We have perhaps only 5 rounds left before we have our second and third place of the grand final. Looking at the warm-up right now, you can see just the last preparations coming out before it will be decided here. Scrappy, 1 win away. He picked this map earlier, now it got randomly selected as the 5th map in the final. Perhaps feeling good about that, but we've seen Kappa earlier in the tournament doing great endings here with his line on the identity, so it's gonna be very interesting to see which one of these two players, and let's not forget Papu, who could still have something to say about that second place. But right now Scrappy in a beautiful position. Kappa as well. Let's have a look at Kappa's line on the identity right here. This descent down towards the finish. You can skip this booster that Scrappy took right there, and that is what Kappa has been doing quite consistently so far in the tournament, and it has given him a lot of points on this map. So we're gonna have to take a look at it once we go live here. Perhaps the last map. Get some hype in for your favorite players, guys. This could be where everything is decided. First round coming up right now. Equal starts by all players. Kappa going on to the little platform right here. Different lines, but they all make it. Small optimization there by Papu will grant him the lead in this round. Difference is small though. Kappa now takes the lead from him, jumps more towards the right and gets a good entry to the dirt there. Scrappy has failed this round. Could be huge for Kappa now, as he has the lead by 0.4 of a second down to the other two players, and he is the favorite in the last identity with his line there. Has this round in his hands, I would say, but the identity is not anything you can be certain of, so let's see what happens here now. Papu dropping down, Scrappy inching closer to Kappa, but it will be decided in this part right here. Kappa lands here and he's gonna skip that step, but Scrappy does as well, and Scrappy does it way better, and Scrappy will enter finalist right here with that great ending. Pulls a Kappa and gets himself 10 points and finalist mode in style. Kappa getting second place, 111 points for him. He would need 2 wins in a row here to get the second place himself, or else it will be Scrappy. Here we go, potentially the deciding round for second place here would be huge for Scrappy, who had his organization leave him in the second step of Trackmania Grand League. Could he actually end up getting second place in the league right now? I'm sure they would feel a bit bad about that decision to drop out, to leave him orgless, but now he's playing his heart out on stage here in Lyon, currently in a position where he could take second place in the tournament. Kappa, though, ahead of him, the only player to deny him in this round. Papu has made a mistake, and it will be between these two. Kappa needs to win this if he wants to get second place himself, but Scrappy in the lead right now. Over the dirt they go. They are neck and neck. It is going to be close in the ending as they're both going for the double skip on that step. Kappa maybe 0.10 behind Scrappy now, and it does make a small mistake. Scrappy has to lead by 0.3 of a second down to Papu, and this is huge for Scrappy. Just needs one good ending here, and the second place will be his. One more identity to go for the Belgian player. Will he secure it now on this last landing? Gets it nicely. Oh, but this is shaky. Will Papu capitalize? It is a bit too far. No, Scrappy will fail it, and Papu gets the round win. Scrappy face plants. The last part was so close to closing it out, but that is not good enough and will not make it. The saving grace for both Kappa and Papu. Scrappy had it in his hands, but too shaky on the last part. And we will go into another round now. Kappa 117 points, Papu 109, and I can't believe what we're witnessing right now. That should have been it for Scrappy. Can he stabilize? Can he mentally reset after failing like that and try again to close it out in this round? He is in first right now, and he could perhaps do it, but wow, I don't know what that does to your mindset. Super close in this round too. Nobody makes a mistake in the start right now, and he will get nothing for free here. He's gonna have to work for it. On Kappa's tail, gets a bit ahead. Well, different lines coming through, and Kappa with a bit more speed will take the lead going into the second dirt part. Papu shortly behind him, and Scrappy now in third place. Maybe more speed now as they go up the hill. It is so close. Anyone's game at this point. Scrappy needs to close this out now, or else it could be a three-way finalist tie here to close out Trackmania Grand League. Papu clips the corner, and now Scrappy is in a very favorable position. Only Kappa could deny him the second place this time. Scrappy has the lead, gets a good start to the last identity. He is super far ahead, and with a good ending there, it will be Scrappy in second place in Trackmania Grand League. Congratulations to Scrappy. After almost failing it there, he does close it out.
Très grosse performance pour Scrappy, honnêtement.
And that must be a relieving feeling for him.
Un très bon niveau de jeu comme les deux autres, mais il a été vraiment.
Non, il était au-dessus de son niveau d'habitude, hein, vraiment. Ah non, mais moi ça m'a choqué. Hein.
Il a eu un
sa demi, comment il était au-dessus.
But we have no time to rest right here. There is one more position to fight for. Kappa is finalist. Papu is 1 point away. Either Papu needs to win 2 rounds in a row, or Kappa will get the third place right here. It is the 1v1 for that final spot. You can hear the crowd going nuts right now. For Papu, the hometown hero, playing for France right now. Kappa trying to defend for the Czech Republic. Kappa with the lead going across the dirt. 2 chances, closest out. Could do it on the first one. 0.16 of a lead over the Frenchman as they go into the identity. We've seen Kappa do it so well in rounds past. One last time here now to get the third place for himself and the Loach Esports in Trackmania Grand League Winter 2020. Has the advantage going into it, but now it will be decided. Will it be Papu or Kappa? So close here. Kappa lines himself up good for the second skip here, and this should be the GG for Kappa. It will indeed. He gets third place, and congratulations to Kappa. Papu gets fourth.
Excellent résultat d'être 4ème de cette compétition, mais grosse performance. Bon, on l'a presque oublié, mais en fait non, vous l'avez pas oublié. Mais c'est lui qui a gagné cette compétition. Bah c'est Carl Junior quand même.
The handshakes are coming out here. Good sportsmanship from the players. And what a finals we had on our hands.
Il faut qu'on nous ramène un micro très vite.
Donnez-nous un micro.
Oh, t'es là.
Et c'est l'outil. Très bien vu, très bien vu.
J'étais pas en condition.
Et Sard, est-ce que tu vas tout de suite?
Je te laisse faire les interviews.
veux?
Tu fais donc.
Je vais commencer. Oh là là. Monsieur Carl Anthony, Carl Junior, comment t'as vécu ton match parce que t'es champion? Attends, viens par là. On va s'approcher de sa coupe. On va s'approcher de cette coupe. On va rigoler.
Walking towards the trophy now.
Je suis vraiment content que je sois gagnant. J'ai pas très bien joué, mais la position, c'est ce qui compte. Ah, attendez. Deux DNF en 2 rounds. 0 points en 2 rounds. Mais le reste, c'était parfait.
Eh oui. Mais
0 points in the 2 rounds in rock and roll, but apart from that, happy with his performance. So
Kappa qui a fait des runs de fou, Papou qui a été très solide mais qui a eu du mal à rentrer dans son match. Qu'est-ce que tu dirais?
Ben, la finale c'était chaud, donc les 3 étaient super forts, puis Scrappy qui finit 2e, ouais, c'est incroyable. Je suis un peu déçu pour Papou quand même, qui était toujours
says
dans le
that
winner
Scrappy finishing
bracket,
second is
mais
incredible.
ça arrive.
Eh oui, clairement. On va juste parler un peu rapidement, prendre les ressentis et après vous verrez Carl.
That is as much as I was able to understand of that. My French isn't the best, but
après, je vais juste aller voir Papou.
Nice, mec.
we're gonna have some words from Papou now.
Viens ici, viens avec moi.
The crowd favorite.
Viens avec moi. Et regardez le fair play. Mon Papou, je sais que t'es déçu, t'es un compétiteur. Mais t'es arrivé du winner bracket, le public est avec toi. Quels sont ton ressenti là?
Forcément très déçu. C'était pas forcément mon map pack aussi et je savais que ça allait être limite mission impossible sur ces maps là parce qu'ils avaient ban mes 3 meilleures maps juste avant, donc je suis vraiment déçu de vous avoir tous déçus en fait. Surtout j'ai entendu que pendant les runs et puis mais Carl mérite, les autres aussi méritent et voilà.
Respect to Carl. Yeah. Not too happy about his performance, I think,
Au fur et
though.
à mesure de la journée où tu avais plein de matchs où tu étais un peu en retard en termes de points, tu as toujours réussi à braver le winner bracket. Donc bravo et on t'attendra l'année prochaine. Et
la ZRT.
Mais surtout
et la
dans quelques
ZRT.
mois pour la ZRT.
Et
Merci.
à Bercy, tu montreras le champion que t'es, clairement. Bon, on va parler. on est obligé.
J'aimerais.
But certainly something to be proud of. Getting to the finals of this insane tournament.
Scrappy second place. How do you feel?
I feel, well, overwhelmed and amazing.
Oh yeah. How do you feel in terms of pressure? Because you had a lot of pressure when you failed the last round. I thought you were the second in this round. I said like Scrappy won, but you didn't win. How do you feel at this time?
It was still okay because I felt really comfortable on that map. It was an unfortunate bug there in the end, but I couldn't do much. But yeah.
Ok, il explique que lorsqu'il a raté ce moment-là, même quand il était finaliste, il a réussi à se reconcentrer parce qu'il a eu quand même un bug un peu malchanceux sur ça. Mais il s'est refocus, il a réussi à prendre cette deuxième place et il est très heureux. Et je pense que vous pouvez l'applaudir parce que deuxième place, c'est propre. C'est très très propre. And finally, Kappa, how do you feel? How was it? Third place, bronze medal. How was it?
It's actually not too bad. I think I got what I deserved, honestly. Like, Carl was playing out of his mind all day, and yeah, he's the best player in the world, and I knew that if I was at my top game, I could beat him, but that was not the case today, and he's the deserved winner. Congrats, man, you're sick.
Oh, ils sont tellement fair play puisque Kappa
Good sportsmanship coming out from Kappa as
Carl avait
always.
un niveau irréel et qui n'a pas réussi
Congratulating
à pouvoir
Carl
l'atteindre.
for
Donc,
that
s'il était dans son
win.
jeu parfait à 100%, il aurait
Now
peut-être
the
pu le
new
battre.
Trackmania
Mais la
Grand League
carte était
champion.
irréel et il lui dit qu'il le mérite son titre et c'est beau parce que c'est une passation de pouvoir vu que c'est Kappa qui était champion du monde l'année dernière et là, il honore son successeur et je pense qu'on peut se déplacer et Sarge, je sais que t'en meurs d'envie de donner la coupe.
Je vais le laisser le soulever. Je ne
Mais
touche
oui.
pas, je n'ai pas ce mérite. Rapproche-toi de la coupe.
Qu'est-ce qu'on pourrait faire? Parce que moi je connais un organisateur de coupe qui dit devant près.
Ladies
de plein de
and
joueurs, il
gentlemen,
soulève, mais
Non,
je pense que là on peut juste
our
faire
new
quelques
champion is about
Et
to lift the
bravo
trophy here.
à Carl Junior pour son championnat.
Our new Trackmania Grand League champion, Carl Jr.
Mérité, monstrueux, inarrêtable. Juste formidable.
GG.
Merci à vous, c'était hyper cool. Je pense que ça, est-ce que t'as un dernier mot?
alors, c'était un bonheur. Désolé pour les petits problèmes techniques, mais on a fait notre mieux, c'était vraiment top. Vous étiez incroyable. Franchement, cette salle, elle était peut-être pas remplie jusqu'au bout. Il était super tard, il y avait des problèmes techniques, ça s'est attardé. Mais qu'est-ce que vous faisiez du bruit? C'était un plaisir de vous avoir. Lyon, vous avez été trop fort. Et c'était un plaisir de caster cette compétition du début à la fin depuis janvier. Et c'était trop bien de partager ça avec Étoile et de revoir tous ces joueurs que je suivais depuis le début. C'est toujours un plaisir. Et merci encore à Nadeo de nous avoir permis de faire ça. Et Merci à tous, merci à Lyon eSport. Et à demain, évidemment, pour du Trackmania. Encore sur des maps encore bien plus dures. Et vous retrouverez tous ces joueurs, normalement, sur la compétition demain. Et étoile.
Et oui,
Très
on va le
solide.
jouer. On va le jouer, on n'aura peut-être pas le niveau de ces 4 monstres, mais on va essayer de jouer.
Ça va
Merci
être
à vous
bien.
encore
I
d'avoir
think they're saying
d'avoir été
applause
là,
for all the
parce qu'il y a eu un
competition,
nombre incroyable
all
de
the
joueurs, c'était
competitors.
merveilleux.
Plus for
Dormez bien, posez-vous et demain soyez connectés.
all the
parce qu'il va y
organizers, of
avoir
course,
encore du
and
Trackmania et plein d'autres jeux.
Plein de jeux.
closing
À la
out
prochaine.
here from
Eh oui.
Lyon. That is gonna be it, ladies and gentlemen, from Lyon. So Carl Jr. takes home the win. We have Scrappy in second, Kappa in third, and Papu in fourth. It's been a long day here. We are past midnight now, but to all of you who stayed up, I think you got your time worth there of Trackmania content. What a match we had on our hands. It's a pleasure to watch this with you. So I hope you guys had a good time.